Well, we've certainly come a long way since the middle school cafeteria, Anna. I'll give you that. And I'm Cole Startt, by the way, for those of you who don't know me. Generally speaking, one could argue that I'm a pretty good writer. I've always prided myself on my ability to take my thoughts, organize them, and lay them onto a page in a manner that others could clearly understand. ELA has always been a strong point of mine. I've taken a number of college courses, and I really did pretty well in all the end-of-term papers, but this is why I was both surprised and terrified when on Friday morning of this past week, I'd still yet to complete and improve an opening paragraph to this very homily. I admit some level of ordinary teenage procrastination played a role in this issue. After all, it doesn't take much to distract an individual at my stage in life. Cars, motorcycles, going to the gym, hanging with friends, the latest music. The list goes on. While all of this certainly played its part in keeping me off track, I must admit that there is in fact a deep-seated reason for my inability to complete Father Tripp's single assignment for me as a senior. You see, the words you are hearing me say now are merely the final product of a long line of attempts. Over the past 2 weeks, I believe I composed 4 different openings to this homily, and each of which did not meet the standard that I felt it had to. Herein lies the deeper problem. Every time I sat at my laptop with the sole intention of completing this homily, I found that I simply couldn't organize words on a page and successfully convey the gravity of my thoughts in regard for what this parish means to me. As far as I can tell, it's a totally reasonable issue, though. I've attended this church for all 17 years of my life and have practically been here every Sunday. Even the Sundays I have missed, I can assume I've made up in Holy Weeks, volunteer hours, and in attending UIC. In fact, if you want to get super technical, I've been a member of St. Columba's for longer than the 17 years that I've walked this earth. I'm, of course, referring to the additional 9 months of bonus homilies I have from Father Tripp that I received before making my debut in July 7th of 2005. These very grounds have served as a second home for me. I've slept here. I treat the food in the kitchen as if it's my own, at my own personal risk, of course. I know every inch of the building and its grounds, thanks to years of playing hide and seek with my little brother. And finally, to complete this list, the people here are my family. What makes a place a home if not for the presence of family? And I mean that last statement in the truest sense, too. We aren't all that different from ordinary family, are we? We share a common love and trust in one another. We share meals. We are always open to supporting each other in times of need. We fight and even argue at times. We're still obligated to share each other's company, even if we all prefer sleeping in. And at the core of it all, I know that if there's any group of people who want what's best for me, it's the very people in this room. Also, like any family reunion I've ever attended, I am constantly reminded of how tall I've gotten since you've last seen me. Even if I know for a fact that you guys saw me last week, that's okay though. With all of this being said, it brings me back to my original big question. How could I begin to properly address a group of people who have had such an incredible impact on the man that I am today? And to tell you all the truth, I don't really know, but I think a sensible start is some simple thank yous. So I'd like to start by thank you, Father Tripp, for being one of the greatest influences in my life. I fully understand how grand of a statement that is, but I wouldn't say it if it wasn't the truth. Thank you for your everlasting wisdom in regards to leaning and cleaning, and while I will certainly miss your holy sarcasm, I will not be missing your homeschooling jokes. Which brings me to mention the fact that since I am the sole member of the Startt Academy graduating class of 2023, you all can consider this to be my valedictorian and or class president speech. So, yeah. I wanted to say thank you to Father Joe Green for your endless support. I cannot begin to describe the feeling of knowing that I've been brought up within a faith community that contains individuals like you. I'm truly thunderstruck. Your humor is fantastic, and your homeschooling jokes are actually funny, so. Mr. Daniel, our great organist, thank you for being the longest-running teacher over the course of my life. You have taught me invaluable lessons that go far beyond just understanding musical theory and technique, and I applaud you for that. I wouldn't dream of asking for anyone else to teach me how to play the piano. Thank you for continuing to invest your time in me, even when you can tell that I hadn't practiced that particular week. So thank you. I'd like to thank Jerry Adams for your patience with me over the years that I've been an acolyte. I apologize for any mid-service chuckles. Joey, you remember Good Friday? That was fun. Yeah. All of the thurible spills and all the times that I missed my mark at services. So, and I would also like to thank you for timing this very sermon. Am I doing okay so far? For my EYC members, you guys have been the ultimate source of dependability in my life. No matter where life takes any of us, I know that the support system that has surrounded me since middle school will be with me forever. And thank you for keeping my life bolted down. Sally, I know you're back there. Mom and Dad, thank you for guaranteeing the religious community that was responsible for fostering my faith was one as steadfast, truthful, challenging, and traditional as St. Columba's has been. While faith is an endlessly difficult thing to maintain, you have set a stable foundation to keep me in check. Drew. Love you, bud. Finally, I would like to thank all of you here today for your time, influence, and love over the years. You have all provided me with endless encouragement and hope in a time when true belief can be hard to come by. Thank you for making St. Columba's my home. Nothing I could ever say would even truly begin to repay the debt that I owe you all, but I can promise you this. Ooh, I'm so close with that one, too. I will take the lessons, truths, and values that I obtained here, and I will use them to the best of my ability out there. Thank you.